Last time we arrived in Scotland, innocent and full of optimism.
Day 3 on the bike, so 16 kilometres the first day, 32 kilometres the second day, and this one should be in the 50s. And we've woken up to it being a bit miserable and very windy, and of course the wind's coming directly where we're going, so you know the whole day's in it. We've ridden the first bit, which has been uphill, and now we're at the Canal, so we're following the Canal not all the way to Glasgow, but the majority of the way to Glasgow. So hopefully it's going to be lovely, but it's going to definitely be against the wind. And the bikes are performing well, we're performing well, although a bit sore, and we're going to see how it goes. So come along on the Canal to Glasgow. Okay, we've been running along the towpath, which is sealed and beautiful, and we've reached the Falkirk tunnel. And you know, as we're approaching, you wonder why there's a tunnel, because this is cut right into the gully, right? So there's steep walls on either side of us. It's just an amazing amount, and it doesn't look much taller here. So this goes for 630 meters, and you think, why does this go into a tunnel when the land surrounding it's just as high? And the local landowner went to Parliament and said he didn't want to ruin his view, so he petitioned for this part of the canal to go underground rather than above ground. So a whole lot of navvies dug this tunnel, and there's all ventilation shafts. There's also candle nooks and explosive stores through it. And there's also a pretty good towpath on the other side, and we're about to ride through it. So this is one of the, this is probably the first of very few attractions that we're going to ride past today. But you know, it's pretty good. 630 meters, quite a substantial tunnel. And when we got here, there was a canal boat just going through, pottering through slowly. And as you approach, there's a whole lot of instructions for the canal boats dealing with lights, so it's only one person goes through at a time, and narrow boats. This is not part of the broad canal system.
Croy! Hi. As you can probably tell from the footage, this tunnel is very, 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 very bumpy. And it's a bit scary to ride through it. So if you'd like to give this a go, I do encourage you, but brace yourself for a very nerve-wracking experience. But it's quite cool.
Okay, I think you can all understand now when I say she's slow, she really is slow. I'm already at the other end, probably losing the will to live as I wait for her, thinking she's moved into another dimension, because there's no way that 630 metres can take this long to ride through. bike is actually moving. I know it's hard to believe.
That's scary.
There's a canal boat in there, but the water's green, so I don't really know how that works.
That's so cool.
Two plain-looking men in your picture there. We've got some handsome fellas.
Handsome fellas looking confident. That's more like it. Look at that, absolutely stunning. Behind us is the Falkirk Wheel, and the canal boats come along, they reach the end and then it pivots and then they can go up and down. And Charles, how exciting is this?
Oh, I'm beside myself with excitement. It's so cool, but it's good to see such infrastructure is put in, because the canals are so wonderful. It seems terrible that it had a missing link and they just couldn't use them.
Sorry, thank you. This is where we're stopping for lunch. And it's raining! So I'm putting the GoPro away and we're gonna ride as quickly as we can. And then all of a sudden it's sunny.
Saw you in a field of ice and snow, holding out your hand for me to go.
Circumstances can dictate very greatly how enjoyable a trip is. So today, it's a bit cold, not very cold,
storage. And they got like a seat belt thing. So we've just checked in Revolver, which has a shared bathroom and toilet facilities, but this is the room.
Well, today was a day of challenges. So we're in a bit of pain because it's the third day on the bike. So the challenge was to get on the bike in the first place. The next thing was to keep any of the paint on the bike because the wind was blowing so strong in the direction of travel. From the direction of travel. And we started off with some hills. But then we got onto the towpath next to the canal, which was really great. Like beautiful surface, interesting, very bucolic, lovely. The only problem was it gave a head start for the wind. So the long straight stretches with the wind blowing directly at you were demoralising. But we were toughing it out. Then it started to rain and I was like, not the Kraken, was like, I'm not feeling this. This is not great. So we rode another 5 miles to a railway station and caught a train the last 10 miles. So, it was just miserable, in the rain. And Jesus Christ, it's summer here and it's freezing. It's like I'm wearing everything I've got and I'm still cold. Like the Kraken, she was like, had gloves on and like everything, and it was cold. And we're trying to find somewhere to eat. We bought some like snicky snacks and they don't put any chairs in, and there's no windbreaks or anything like that. We just sort of like literally climbed into a hedgerow and sort of ate in a hedgerow to get out of the wind because it was so cold. Very pretty but cold. And this summer, we're in summer. So anyway, we've got into the hotel, which is really nice. It's just a backpackers, but it's the flashiest backpackers I've ever been in. And they even put a condom next to the bed, so I'll see if I can get to use that tonight. And it was really interesting. It's a really nice place so far. From the train station to here, well, we rushed here because we were suffering hypothermia. But, big red sandstone buildings everywhere. And quite a lot of construction.
For me, this was actually like almost the perfect ride, but the wrong day. So I cannot fault the quality of the rolling surface. I think it's better than the Liverpool to Leeds Canal,
Oh, it's definitely
which
better.
we've done, and the Batter Canal in the Czech Republic. Overall, if you had the wind behind you and it wasn't cold and it wasn't raining, it would possibly be an incredible ride. Welcome to Glasgow.
We've come about 100 yards from our accommodation. We had this big plan of doing sightseeing. I'm soaked already. My pants are just like, it's so cold. So we're just gonna have breakfast and go back and do the washing.
This is pretty hectic. Unlimited cooked breakfast.
One mistake is all that it takes.
And now all of a sudden, it's sunny. It's like crazy how quickly this city can change.
This is a Kraken destination. It makes the same sort of noises, bagpipes, as she does when she gets up in the morning. All the wheezing and carrying on and the grumpiness. So she thinks it's one of her favourite instruments, the bagpipes, which used to be common in Australia but not so common anymore. Okay, so we're going in to see the bagpipes.
Right, yeah, it's actually a column, it's a reader.
The museum costs £5 to enter. And this is a charitable institution. Not only do they have a museum, they also hold competitions and events. It's a lively place where bagpipes continue to be celebrated, and the community around this ancient tradition is alive and well. Beyond this museum, there are event spaces and places for education, but this is the highlight, and there's also a shop out the front. Something I didn't expect, which is quite cool, is that they actually have bagpipes from other places. So this is a Hungarian bagpipe, and down here is a Polish bagpipe from back in the day. So the collection includes not only local history, but history of bagpipes beyond Scotland. This one is an Italian bagpipe. They also celebrate the craftsmanship behind making these instruments. And then all of a sudden it's pouring and freezing again.
Forgiveness meant what we've done. A chance to rebuild what was won. With honesty guiding my stride this time. Now just call my name. Tell me you're never leaving, won't you stay?
This is Princess Square Shopping Centre.
As long as the fire doesn't fade away. Yeah, just call my name.
I'm in the husband chair.
Now we blame this on Caitlin. She loves Lush, so we went in to film the Lush store, and then one thing led to another, and I ended up going upstairs to their spa and getting a massage, which was the fat man's idea. Thank you, Mother.
Yeah, just call my
We're going to a chess meetup in the Namaste restaurant.
Summer in Glasgow is very cold. I'm wearing like 5 loads of clothing and I'm still cold. Quite a lot of the streets in the centre of Glasgow are pedestrian only, which makes it nice, but it is kind of bleak and carry on. But there's so much of the built architecture is just super cute, like this little building behind us, and lots of sandstone, both red and yellow sandstone buildings are in existence. Today we're leaving Glasgow and going to Edinburgh, and we're going to camp for the first time on this trip for the next 2 nights, and I am filled with terror because it is freezing. We have a tiny tent and we kind of got tropical camping gear. Anyway, we're off the train, we're on our way to Edinburgh.
It's gonna be great.
Next time,